Bunch of the boys were whooping it up in the Malamute saloon. The kid that handled the music box was hitting a jagtime tune. When the back of the bar in a solo game, the dangerous Dan McGrew. And watching his luck was his light of love, the lady known as Lou. Went out of the night which was 50 below, and into the din and the glare. There stumbled a miner fresh from the creek, stuck dirty and loaded for bear. He looked like a man with one foot in the grave and hardly the strength of a louse. But he hoisted his pinch or poke in the bar and called for drinks in the house. There was none that could place the stranger's face, though we searched ourselves for a clue. But we drank to his health, and the last to drink was the dangerous Dan McGrew. Well, there are men that can somehow just grip your eyes and hold them there like a spell. And such was he that seemed to me like a man who had lived in hell, with a face most hairy and the dreary stare of a dog whose day is done. Yet he put the green stuff into his glass and the drops fell one by one. And I got to wondering who he was and figuring what he'd do, when I turned my head and there watching him was the lady known as Lou. His eyes were rubbering round the room. He seemed in a sort of a daze, till at last that old piano fell in the way of his wandering gaze. The ragtime kid, he was having a drink, there was no one else on the stool. So the stranger stumbled across the room and flopped down there like a fool. In a buckskin shirt that was glazed with dirt, he sat and I saw him sway. Then he clutched the keys with his talon hands. My God, what that man could play! Have you ever been out in the grade alone when the moon is awful clear and the icy mountains just hem you in with a silence you most could hear? And only the sound of the lone timber wolf, you would camp out there in the cold, a half-dead thing in a stark-dead world, clean mad for the muck called gold. While overhead, green, yellow, and red, the northern might sweep by in bars. The year of 100 this music meant, the hunger that might in the stars. But hunger not of the belly kind that's banished with bacon and beans, the gnawing hunger of lonely men for a home and all that it means. For a fireside far from the cares that are, for walls and a roof above. But oh, so proud with cozy joy and crowned with a woman's love. A woman that's dearer than all the world and truer than heaven is true. My God, how gasped she flew, that lady known as Lou. When all of a sudden the music changed so soft you scarce could hear, you felt like your life had been looted clean of all that it once held dear. That someone had stolen the woman you loved, that their love was the devil's lie, that your guts were gone, the best for you is to crawl away and die. It's a crowning cry of the heart's despair and stung you through and through. I guess I'll make a spread news there to the dangerous Dan McGrew. The music seemed to die away, then it burst like a pent-up flood. It seemed to say, repay, repay, and my eyes were blind with blood. It told the tale of an ancient wrong and stung like a frozen lash. The lust awoke to kill, and the music stopped with a crash. The stranger turned, his eyes they burned in the most peculiar way. In a buckskin skirt that was glazed with dirt, he sat and I saw him sway. And his lips went in a kind of a grin, he said and his voice was calm. Boy, said he, you don't know me, and none of you give a damn. But I'd like to state my words are straight, and I bet my poke they're true. That one of you is a hound of hell, and that one is Dan McGrew. I tucked my head and the lights went out, two guns blazed in the dark. The lights went on, and a woman screamed, two men lay stiff and stark. Pitch on his head and pump full of lead was the dangerous Dan McGrew. And the men from the creeks like clutched the breast of the lady known as Lou. Well, these are the simple facts of the case, and I guess I ought to know. They say the stranger's claims with hooch, and I'm not denying so. Well, I'm not as wise as these lawyer guys, but just between us two, the woman that kissed him and pinched his poke was the lady known as Lou.